Remo, which I helped launch back in 2018. I call it Zoom on steroids. It's much better for networking than Zoom is. Think of it like a big breakout room, and you're all VPN members. And I thank you for them from the bottom of my heart for finding value in what I do. And as part of your membership, you've got access to this lounge. It never closes. So we're all zoomed out nowadays. If you fancy having a meeting here, you're more than welcome to use it. And you can come here anytime. If you want to do a large event of some sort, let me know in advance, and I will help you promote it. Star of the show today is Nikki, and I'm going to be doing networking events for all of the WhatsApp groups as the year progresses, because networking in WhatsApp groups has its place, but it's 1,000 times more effective when you can actually see and hear one another. And this will really expedite the process of getting to know one another. So Nikki is going to be talking for about 20 minutes about the importance of marketing, and that's something that affects us all. We all need to market ourselves. Then there's going to be Q&A, and then I will be inviting some of you onto the stage and tell everyone present how awesome you are. I've got a hard stop in 1 hour from now, and I'm going to leave, but I will be back, and I hope to bump into you, because after the hour is up, you can just network freestyle here in the room, and Nikki will be working the room, by which time you will have known her better because she's given the presentation. And so I'm going to invite her onto the stage now, and then she'll be speaking, then Q&A, then I will invite some of you onto the stage, make introductions, and then it's freestyle networking. So I hope that all makes sense. And Nikki will be joining me on the stage now. And there's 16 of you here. Thank you all for coming. And marketing is something that affects us all. We all need to market ourselves, and I look forward to learning more from Nikki. Here she is. Hi, Nikki.
Hello. Hi.
Michael is so keen.
Sorry, let me pull back. Sorry.
Okay. I was gonna say you don't look like the basketball player.
Sorry about that. Let me get the heck off of the stage.
And I'm sure you get that a lot.
Your time will come, Michael. Be patient.
No.
Patience is indeed a virtue, and my lack of it is arguably the biggest of my numerous shortcomings. Because as you can imagine, when you run so many WhatsApp groups, I don't really have much time for sort of quiet contemplation and need to get stuff done. But anyway, Nikki, thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for that directory that you put in the Marketing Masterminds group.
No, we haven't put it into the group yet, because I wanted to introduce it today, and then we'll put it into the group afterwards later today.
My bad.
Not a problem. So what this is telling everyone is stay tuned for the networking part, because we are launching the networking directory to make networking easier for everyone. How's that sound?
That sounds perfect.
And we've lost Michael, so
no, I threw him off.
I was going to say he didn't want to share the stage with me.
It's all good. It's all good. We've got some amazing people in the audience with us, and you're going. By the end of this hour, you're going to have a much better idea of who they are, as opposed to a small icon in a WhatsApp group. What networking in WhatsApp groups has its place, but of course it's much more effective when we can actually see and hear one another. Anyway.
And Mark, thank you for organizing this, because it gives us an opportunity to interact. So, because I've been in the WhatsApp group and I'm like, I don't know what anybody looks like until you actually meet them. So, and I'm grateful that you've put together this venue for us to meet.
You're welcome. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now. You're going to tell us all how to make obscene amounts of money by marketing ourselves better.
Well, I'm going to focus on how to get the most out of your marketing dollars and get a better return on your investment. Is that what people want? If that's what you're looking for, let's put that into the chat, because I'm going to be using the chat quite a bit because I can't see you. I can't see your reaction. So I'm going to rely on the chat. Not a problem, Michael, for being on the stage. I look forward to meeting you a little bit more later on. Okay, Pragati says yes, they would like to get more. Yes. Okay. So let's actually get started. I'm a firm believer of manifesting what we want. Who's with me on that? Yes? Okay, I see some thumbs up, and absolutely. So my question to you is, if you would like to get more higher quality clients onto calls, can you put that into the chat and let's manifest this? I would like to get more higher quality client calls. Okay, let's put that into the chat. There you go. Let's see. I know Clara does. So yes, there you go. It shall be done. Yes. Okay. So we've got people who really want that. Now here, let me ask you this. Who would like to make this process easier? And just put, I want to make this process easier. So you want your clients coming to you instead of you knocking on doors. Okay, yes, I see people, they want to make it easier. Okay, and who would like to get a better return on their investment, not just in terms of money, but also time? And just say, oh, somebody said magnetize clients. Absolutely. That's what we want. We want them coming to us instead of us going to them. Okay. I'm not sure what. Oh, yeah, definitely. Sia says definitely. Okay. Excellent. Now, let's do something different. I want you to share in the chat all of the different ways that you have tried to market your business, either successfully or unsuccessfully, or things that you might want to try to market your business to get the word out there. So let's put that into the chat and let's do some brainstorming sessions. All ways are good, but let's be specific. So we've got email campaigns, we've got it by phone. That's what Mel says. Cold emails, cold LinkedIn DMs. Absolutely. Those are other ways. Virtual events, speaking, networking, of course, networking. That's why we're here today. Advertising, marketing. Okay. We've got lots coming through. We've got LinkedIn, X. Do we really want X? But that's a different conversation for a different day. Advertising, marketing. Okay. Here's my point. I want you to look at that list that is in the chat. I want you to scroll through that chat and see all the different ways that you can market your business that people have tried. I mean, the ones that I have on my list is networking, email marketing, podcasting. I don't remember anybody. Did anybody mention podcasting, getting seen on as a podcast guest? Social media, advertising. I think we saw. Believe it or not, flyers are still a thing. You know, if you do in person, that is another way of doing it. Podcasts cost too much. Podcasting is not for everyone. Blogging, SEO. Did anybody mention SEO? Right? There are so many different ways to market it. So I want you to take a look at that list. My question to you is, which is the best one for you? Would you agree with me that there is a lot on that list, right? Clara says there's no best one, undefined. You know, here's the thing. This is the challenge of many business owners, is there are so many different ways you can market your business, but the question is, which one is the right one for you? Okay, this is one of the biggest challenges people have. Now, another thing that I want to ask the group is, how many times do you think you need to be seen by an individual before they will buy from you? They will get, so put the number in there. So we've got 15, 7, 17, 21, we've got 5. Okay, we've got a lot of 7s. Okay, here's the thing. The magic number right now is 7. Okay, here's the thing. The 7 is based on a statistic, a survey done in the 1930s from the film industry. I want you to fast forward 90 years to today. With the onset of social media and all that digital noise, and I want you to tell me, what is the new number? And I'll give you a clue. It is not 7, and it is higher than 7. So how many times do you think people need to see you and interact with you in the various ways before they remember you and trust you enough to buy from you? Okay, so we've got 10, 15, we still have 1 to 2. Now, it does depend on whether you're selling services or whether you're selling products like earrings or clothing. But if I'm talking about services, what do you think that updated number is from 7? Gary says 28. Are you all ready for what that number is? It's 62. 62. I love Joe's reaction. Crap. The thing is, it's true, because you go on social media, there's all these ads, there's all these different posts popping up. And there's the algorithm that limits who sees what. Here's the challenge, is when we look at that list that we originally put together as to the different ways we can market our business, would you agree with me? The question is, which one is going to give us the best return on our investment? And that was me. When I first started my business over 5 years ago, I had spent thousands of dollars on strategies that didn't work. I didn't get clients. And you know what? I watched my startup business savings account just go down and down and down, until my husband looked at the bank account and he's like, "You do realize that's our retirement fund, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay. We have to figure things out." And that's what I'm here to talk to you about today, because this is my story. This is the story of a lot of the clients that I work with. And I don't want this to be your story. So that's why we're here today. Today I specialize in this specific area in terms of how to get the best return on your investment when it comes to marketing, and how do we identify the best ones. And I'm sure that there are marketing people in this group today, because I know in the Marketing Mastermind, there are marketing people in the group. And what we are doing is, just to share with you, is I help people with their marketing strategies. If we identify a specific strategy is right for a client, let's say it's Facebook ads. Don't look at me. I'm not putting together Facebook ads. I'm not building websites. I'm helping people with their messaging and everything like that. I rely on partners who specialize in those areas. So if you are in the marketing area and help support people in that marketing space, then I want to talk to you, because I want to make sure that I understand your zone of genius and how we can work together with the strategy. So I help people build that strategy, identify what's not working, how to improve it, and I work with partners for the implementation of the strategy. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is today, I'm going to be going over the 3 steps to get the most out of your marketing dollars. Okay, these are based on the most common mistakes that I personally have made and my clients have made. And so who wants to figure out what the 3 steps are? And by the way, just so you know, there is way too much information in the chat going through that I don't have time to read it. So just so you know, if you have a question in there, I'm going to rely on Mark to figure out what the questions are. And we're going to jump into the presentation portion. Okay, I'm going to start off with the first step. This is a critical step in terms of making your getting the most out of your marketing dollars. Okay, number 1 is to deliver a powerful message. Grab your pen. It's deliver a powerful message. One of my clients came up to me. He said, I spent $2,000 with this company to get clicks to my website. He said, Nikki, I didn't get any clients. Didn't get any clients. I never got any calls. He says, what did I do wrong? And so I went on to their website and I looked at their website, and their website said, was, by the way, it was beautiful. It was classy. It was elegant. It was gorgeous. It told me what he did, but it didn't tell me what he could do for me and why I should pick up the phone and call him. So I said to him, that company that you spent $2,000 with did exactly what they said they would do. And that was get them clicks to the website. But because your website message didn't engage the person to take action, was not that company's fault. And I'll share with you, one of my clients, she had been going to networking events for years, the same networking event. She'd do her 60-second intro and nothing. And she said to me, networking doesn't work. Mark, you're going to cringe when you hear this. Networking doesn't work. That's what they said to me, right? And what ended up happening was we worked on her 60-second intro. And guess what happened? She came back that evening and she said, Nikki, this is the first time they asked me for my business card. This is what happens when you deliver a powerful message, right? So this is absolutely critical for marketing, because when you have that powerful message, then whatever method you choose marketing method you choose to get out there, whether it's podcasting, whether it's social media, whether it's networking, it will have the desired effect. So that's step number 1, is to deliver a powerful marketing message. Step number 2 is to design a system to monetize your networking, right? So in order to get continuous leads, who wants to get continuous leads, right? We want it always coming in while we're sleeping. Yes, I see a lot of thumbs up going up there. Somebody came up to me and says, Nikki, social media doesn't work. I get a ton of likes. I get lots of engagement in my posts, but I'm not getting clients. Well, here's the thing. She was making a huge impression on social media, but she wasn't leading them into the next stages of her sales and marketing cycle. She had no system in place. And once she got a system in place, she took all her following into leads, and now she was able to convert them into clients. This is what happens when you have a system in place to be able to monetize your marketing and you have a powerful message, you will be able to get more clients with less effort and a better return on investment. That's also one of the biggest mistakes when people make when it comes to podcasting or speaking, is not being able to have, or not having a system to actually monetize it. And that's step number 2. Step number 3 is to dazzle the world and be visible with the right marketing activities. And I'm going to share with you something a little bit different. Is one of my clients, she was a nutritionist, and I helped her put together her marketing, her webinar on nutrition. And she said to me, she says, Nikki, I've got this great talk. The question is, I have nobody to invite. So what we did, her being a nutritionist, she partnered with her chiropractor. Her chiropractor had a list of audiences, or of an audience that is interested in good health practices. So he sent out to the list, and guess what? He got 38 people to attend that session. She made 10 sales, made 7 more referrals, and got 7 more sales just from that one talk and partnering with her chiropractor. So when you have a powerful talk, thank you for that, Joe, but when you have that powerful talk, you have a system to monetize, and you use partnerships, guess what? You will get a better return on your investments. So just to summarize what I've talked about today is, number 1 is you want to deliver a powerful marketing message. Step number 2, you want to design a system to monetize your marketing and take them to the next stage of your sales and marketing cycle. And number 3, you're going to dazzle the world and be visible with marketing activities that will make a difference. So just to close off, because Mark, I think I'm close to my time. So to close off, what I'm going to do is I want to offer some of you, I know some of you are going to be at different stages of your marketing journey. For those of you who are still working on your message and you're not confident in terms of your message that's out there, I've got this gift for you, and it is what to say when you only have 30 seconds. So this is a 30-second intro that you can easily plug and play and use that intro. For those of you who already have a fabulous method and you're looking for ways to grow your networking or grow your marketing and your audience, I have 7 highly effective ways to grow your audience of highly engaged buyers. I am putting both those 2 gifts into the chat. Please feel free to download them, get the information, have a conversation. If you want to have a conversation in terms of how I can help you improve your specific situation, I will put my contact information into the chat. And there you are. Feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn, Facebook, email, WhatsApp. There's my phone number. And I guess we'll open it up for questions.
Wow, thank you so much, Nikki. And yeah, there's a Q&A section here. So if anyone's got any questions for Nikki, please post them in there. And yeah, marketing is something that affects us all. We all need to market ourselves. It's a fascinating industry. And one of my favorite marketing campaigns ever was the rivalry between Burger King and McDonald's is well known. And the marketing department of Burger King came up with this genius campaign called the 1 cent Whopper Detour, where you could only get a Whopper for 1 cent, only at McDonald's. In other words, you had to go to McDonald's to redeem your voucher. And then, thanks to a tie-in with Waze, the sat nav people, it drove you to your nearest Burger King. Pure genius. And that uses a technology called geo-conquesting, where you actually ring fence a physical building, and then you can serve advertisements to people. There's an enormous shortage of truck drivers all over the world, and using the same technology, they can actually use recruitment ads at the truck stops where the truck drivers are having their breakfast. Anyway, enough of me rabbiting on about that. Let's have a look if there are any questions.
There is one question. What was it? Ishmael said they had the same question as Michael. Did your nutritionist client give a cut to the chiropractor? Why would a partner join you unless there is a clear self-interest? So there's a number of reasons why people partner. First of all, when it comes to partnership, one thing that I do want to stress, it is about relationships. It is about relationships between the partners. And it's about yes, the money is one thing. However, what's more clear is how can we work together to be able to provide a stronger solution for the client. Okay. And to answer your question, a lot of people this is called affiliate marketing, they will pay a commission based on the number of people who purchased. So it'll be a percentage, and it is dependent on whether the product that is being offered is a one-on-one product or a group product, or if it's an online training. So that percentage can vary, because to tell you the truth, if it's one-on-one, it's very labor intensive for the individual to deliver one-on-one, even though it is high value. So the percentage is typically lower, because even though the sale is bigger, it's because it's a higher, it's a lower margin service, versus if it's getting a cut of an online training course that doesn't require any interaction, then usually the percentage is more. Did that answer your question? Maybe put that in there, or if they have further questions on there. Okay, Mark, you're going to have to help me read these, because I go into the Q&A section and I'm not sure what I'm seeing. I can't tell what's today's and what was previously's.
It's information overload, a bit like the WhatsApp groups. It can be a bit overwhelming. And you mentioned relationships. Life is all about relationships with our partner, friends, family, and human beings in general. And that's why I created this ecosystem. I wanted to create a place where people feel safe to engage, and then the business comes later. So it's all about relationship building. And by the way, you might have noticed my mug says Mr. Right. My wife's mug says Mrs. Always Right.
I love that.
Yeah.
I got to get one of those.
She normally is as well. Sten has asked, what do you do in PR?
I am not an expert in PR. There are people who are more experienced in PR. In fact, the other day I met with Jody Lynn, who is in PR, but she specializes in PR for physical products. So it depends, it's the same thing with any digital marketing strategy, whether it's social media or whatever. It depends on what you are selling. How you sell widgets, physical products, is actually different than how you sell services, because services, there's a lot of that trust factor. How I buy high-heeled shoes is very different than how I find the right coach to work with me. So you have to keep those into account. So when I met with Jody Lynn the other day, she said she specialized in PR for physical products. So make sure if you are looking for a specific PR person, if it is right for you, if PR is right for you, I highly recommend that you speak with an expert in those areas. I am not an expert in PR. I will refer to some of the people that I've met that specialize in that area. But I'll let you know whether PR is the right step for you at this point in time, because what might be right for one individual with the same product and service might not be right for another individual.
So you mentioned earlier on SEO as one of the elements. I've got an SEO expert in the audience. His name's John Russell, and I'm going to invite him onto the stage. And God willing, he will talk for a few minutes about SEO and how he can help build that side of your marketing effort. Hi, John. Thanks for coming.
Hi, Mark. No, pleasure. Hi, Nikki. Nice to see you.
Hi, John. Good to see you again. So John and I worked together because we were having a conversation the other day, and he says, yeah, the website needs to be proven first before I can do SEO on it.
No. So basically, the way to do SEO is there's no meeting, there's no secret mirrors or Wizard of Oz curtain, right? So you've basically got to understand what traffic you are trying to target and harvest into revenue, right? So what traffic do you want to generate on your website? What content do you need to produce to engage them? And what will resonate with your audience? They're going to convert them from bystanders into passionate advocates and buyers of your product or service. The way to do that is to do keyword research. Keyword research forms the foundations for your entire digital marketing strategy, whatever channel you're using. So any print, materials, because rather than looking at what you're trying to sell, if you do SEO well, what you do is understand the demand that you are trying to service with your business. So it's a very different approach to just trying to sell. It's listening to your audiences, using data to drive that growth, and then looking at where the opportunities are that are relevant to you to grow your revenue fastest. You then deploy that and implement that on your website. And the only place to get unique data for your business and your audience in your location is to run Google Ads, because that's the way you're going to get the data from that's best going to furnish you with the data that you need to drive your business. You don't have to spend a lot. It could be $1, $1, €1, £1 a day, and that will give you a lot of data you can use, because with 8.7 billion searches on Google every day, that's roughly 40,000 a second, and 95% of content produced every day getting zero traffic from Google, you need to implement that better on your website before you even think about promoting it.
Wonderful. Thanks so much for your pearls of wisdom there, John. And if anyone would like to meet John, just go to the Marketing Masterminds WhatsApp group. He's in there, and you can connect with him directly on WhatsApp. How cool is that?
Or we put John into the VPN directory, and then they can go to the directory and find them. Okay, maybe actually before we jump into that, Mark, we do have a question from Michael in the chat. So if anybody does have questions, can you put it into the chat instead of the Q&A? Because I don't know, I'm remote challenged right now. I can't figure out what that Q&A.
Okay.
I can't figure out the question.
Is this Michael Jordan?
Yes, he said, would you please provide a few more examples of using persuasive language that speaks to the potential client, explaining how exactly our service and product can benefit them? Can I answer that question, Mark?
Please do.
Okay, Michael, I'm going to share with you an example. Okay. And Mark, I'm going to use you as my target here. Okay. I'm going to bake a birthday cake. Okay. I'm going to bake a birthday cake. I'm going to start off by baking the actual cake itself. The cake is my marketing content. So Mark, let me ask you this. Would you agree with me that how I decorate the cake for a toddler is going to be very different than how I decorate the cake for my mother's 70th birthday?
Absolutely.
Of course, yes. However, the cake itself is the same. So, Michael, in your particular question, how I'm going to answer it is the persuasive language depends on the audience that you are speaking to. Who's heard the term elevator pitch? Okay, elevator pitch. We've all heard the term elevator pitch. Here's the thing. I tend to work with a lot of heart-centered health and wellness professionals and coaches. The term elevator pitch tends to it actually originated in the corporate world. And a lot of the people that I work with, they work from home, and guess what? We don't have elevators here unless you live in an apartment, right? That has an elevator. Here's the thing is the term elevator pitch doesn't really connect with heart-centered entrepreneurs that I typically work with. So you'll hear me call it the 60-second introduction. And guess what? The 60-second introduction and the elevator pitch are the exact same thing. However, I've chosen to use different words to make that connection with my audience. So Joe, when you ask me, Michael, when you ask me, what are the persuasive words? The question is, who is your target audience? And what words do they connect with? Because it's not about persuasion. It's about connection. Which words are making that connection with your audience? So hopefully that makes sense. And that answered your question. Not sure. Okay, I'm just going through the chat right now. How do we get into the directory? Okay, I will put the directory link into the chat. What systems do you advocate for taking a lead through to engagement, through to getting a booking? Okay, first of all, I did put the directory in there. So Clara, when it comes to systems to advocate for taking a lead through to engagement, to getting a booking, it really depends on the service that you offer. If you're offering a product or a service, I will answer that question differently. It will also depend on who your target audience is. To answer that question, if your target audience is a corporate and you're selling to businesses, B2B, my answer will be completely different than if you are doing B2C. The other thing is that it will also be different again, is if I'm doing B2B for large corporations versus I'm selling to the solopreneurs. So when it comes to your question, Clara, about what systems do you advocate for taking a lead through, it depends on the buying patterns of your target audience, and it's designing the right process to get them from A to B. Okay, so that was that question. I've used OpenAI, ChatGPT, Gemini. Is this constructive to keep using it? Joe, just so you know, when it comes to AI has its place. AI is grabbing the information from the internet. It is not unique information. Okay. OpenAI, all the AI tools, they're a great guide. However, in order to know, depending on what question you are asking AI and to what capacity, there is a place for it, but you have to keep in mind that when it comes to marketing, whether it's your marketing message or whether it's choosing the right activity, it is not always black and white. There is a lot of gray involved, and it also depends on your product and service. It depends on who your target audience is. This is one of the areas that AI does not do well, is in terms of customizing what will work best for the individual clients. AI will get you part of the way, but it will not get you all of the way. Okay, what do we have there? Only give us 30 seconds to compel to a potential lead. And yes, Joe, with regards to elevator pitches, and I did give you the 30 seconds to impress formula there. And then Clara, that's a great refresher and reminder with the cake analogy. Thank you very much for that. Starts with considering your audience. Everything revolves around that target audience. So it's interesting because I've had people ask me, Nikki, what social media platform should I be on? My answer is always the same. Whatever your target audience is on. So if your audience is in Facebook, then you're going to Facebook. If your audience is on LinkedIn, you go on LinkedIn. If the audience is on Instagram, then you're there. So it's where your audience is. Clara says, I would like to dig into the systems as this is a critical stage of my business is out. So Clara, if you want to dig more into this, let's get into a conversation.
Yeah, go
to
table 7. When the networking starts, the room is open. Go to table 7.
Absolutely. I'll go into
It's my lucky number. And it might not surprise you that my favorite marketing method is networking. Networking remains an inherent part of the human condition. We're all hardwired to network. And there's a networking goddess in the audience called Jenny Erickson, who I'm going to invite onto the stage. She runs a network called Event Raptor, and I can't recommend her events highly enough. Great way to grow your network and meet interesting new people. Hi, Jenny. You're on mute.
Oh, we can't hear you.
I had a T-shirt made up with "You're on mute" made up. It was the catchphrase of the pandemic, wasn't it?
Absolutely. You're on mute. Good to see you, Jenny. Good to see you, Jenny. Is it your mic?
Unmute.
No.
I'm gonna just right.
Oh, she's on mute.
I've asked her to switch on her microphone.
Oh no, we can't hear you.
I wish I could mute my wife.
Can you mime your answer? Might be a little tricky.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Here we go.
Yes. I don't know what you did.
Hello. Remo upsets my computer. It goes wibbly wobbly. So there we go. I twiddled some knobs and made the thing happen. Hello. I'm just saying to Nikki, thank you so much for a lovely presentation. Thank you, Mark, for a great event. Hello.
Wonderful. Can you tell the audience a little bit more about Event Raptor and your awesome network?
Oh, thank you so much. Well, we're very much in alignment with Nikki's message. You know, visibility is everything. If you want to drive me bananas, then say, I'm the best kept secret, because you shouldn't be the best kept secret. There literally is a whole world out there that wants to hear what you have to say, share your knowledge, your wisdom, your skills. So don't be the best kept secret. And, you know, we are privileged. We are privileged these days to have technology that means we can instantly connect all over the world with people. And the fundamentals of networking back when Mark and I were kids, because we're about the same age, is pretty much the same. The fundamentals are actively listening. Can you tell people what you say in 30 seconds? No, of course you can't, because, you know, there's lots of awesomeness. You're going to give people a snapshot of what you do, and those 30 seconds should resonate with people, that they look at you and think, we need a continued conversation. And that's what it's all about. So fast forward to us, Event Raptor, that's what we do. We help people who want to run virtual events, feel challenged by all the moving parts, because there are a lot, and want to use an easy system to do so. And that's essentially what we created. But we also realize the importance of creating community and global community at that. So our networking event is very specific. We say to people, if you are a speaker or if you talk or want to talk about what you do, come to our event. And if you've got anything in terms of an event, maybe it's a podcast, a live stream, whatever, come along and you're looking for guests and speakers. And in the spirit of global community, let's help people find more places to speak, and let's help people find more guests and speakers for their events. And you know, it's a simple concept. And if we all just lean in, whatever kind of networking meeting we go to, lean in and listen and see how we can help our fellow person, our fellow attendee, then that's to the greater good of all of us. Whatever you believe in, you know, if you have a scarcity mindset, it's a shame, because think more abundantly, because there's enough for all. But you have to be seen and heard and visible, and you have to have a message that hits the marks of people want to say, can we meet afterwards? Can we connect on whatever platform it is? So, you know, the three of us all sing from the same song sheet, essentially.
Fantastic.
And I love Jenny and Steve's platform. So it's an excellent way of getting out there. And, you know, because I don't do what Jenny and Steve do. And so I'm like, here, introduce you to them, right? And for the next step. So absolutely. So if you are interested in speaking on stages, I highly recommend looking at Steve and Jenny's platform. And but make sure you have a message that is getting the reaction that you want first. And that's where I come in, because I really specialize on helping people get their product brand clear so they can develop a message and get out there onto the different platforms, and you will get a much better return on investment when you have that.
Exactly. I have a cake analogy too, but I also have a Lego analogy. And messaging is all about Lego. It is about what does it look like in terms of 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute. Somebody says at a networking event, can you talk for 5 minutes, 10 minutes? It's all about the building blocks. I can add this on this occasion, but I can't add that. But essentially, the foundations are the same, and you're building on the foundations for a longer message, shorter message, or whatever. But, you know,
I can tell that you live in Denmark.
I don't live in Denmark. I live in Norway.
Oh, I always get the Scandinavian countries mixed up. I do.
Scandinavians. Tell. I'm not Norwegian, so it's okay. I'm British, but you know. But yeah, I mean,
Well,
it's like
Lego comes from Denmark, I think.
It does originally come from.
Yeah.
And cake, of course, is universal. So there you go.
Yeah. One thing I'd like to speak about very briefly is affiliate marketing. You're all members of my incredible network, which never closes, and you've all got access to my affiliate program. Anyone that is self-employed or whose remit is business development can benefit from my network. Also, young people, several young people have found work through my network. So if you know any young people or the parents of adult children, it's a great gift. Why not gift your adult child access to an amazing network? Either way, you get 20% for life when they sign up. So yeah, just all you have to do is say, I'm a member of an amazing network that never closes. Would you like to meet its founder, Mark Jarrett? Make the introduction, you open the door, I'll close it, and then I'll get them to sign up on your affiliate link. Deal?
Sounds like a plan.
It's a no-brainer. Well, it won't make you rich because, as you know, it's quite a low-ticket product. But Tesco, the supermarket in the UK, you know what its strapline is, Jenny, or have you been away too long?
Well, actually, is it still every little helps?
Every little helps.
I can give you a random fact about that. I was down to the last two in terms of voiceover to say that line. There you go.
No way.
Why? It could have been me. Think about all the money you would get for, actually, it was a flat fee. But if you think every time every little helps is said, you'd be a gazillionaire.
Well, I'm not surprised because you've got a lovely voice.
Oh, thank you.
But that's enough flattery for one day. So now with 9 minutes to go, I suggest we go and mix and mingle on the tables. Just double click on a table. If they're in mid-conversation, don't barge in, just wave and wait. And let's do some freestyle networking. Does that sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan. If I can find a table, I'll do it.
Okay. All right, so see you on the tables. Just double click on the table and we can network that way.
Sounds great. Look forward to meeting everyone. Bye.
Thanks, Nikki, for the great presentation.
Thank you.